How you going? Down here in the kick room we've got Cesaro and King Barrett from the WWE. Just teaching a little bit about AFL today. What do you reckon?
It's been great, you know. I wish we had a game like this growing up in the UK. It's not something I've really experienced too much of before, but you know, it's very similar to rugby. I enjoyed it. I love getting out on the field and running around a little bit.
How'd you go with kicking and handballing?
Yeah, I wasn't great. I struggled a bit. I'm in my shoes. I think with a bit more practice I'd be okay though. Cesaro did pretty well though. I love his outfit too.
Cesaro really got into the spirit today. Got the full kit on, mate. What do you reckon?
Well, you know, I think Wade should have worn the same outfit as I do, but you know, it's a lot of fun. I wish we had more time here to, you know, kick it a little bit more, and it's definitely really hard. You guys make it look way too easy, so.
He said something about his legs. He didn't want to take the jeans off, whereas he said your legs not too bad for the shorts.
Yeah, you know, I've been telling him the whole trip here that he has to wear those shorts because, you know, they're very European, they're short, they look great.
I think I'm a bit more Americanized than Cesaro. My shorts need to hit my knees at this point in my life, so Cesaro rocks them a bit better than I would.
Yeah, I think if you're a real man, you can pull off short shorts, right?
So he's obviously fighting tonight. Looking forward to it?
I can't wait. This is my first time in Australia. I've never performed in Australia before, so very excited. I think I'm going to be taking on Randy Orton, who I've had quite the colourful history with. So, yep, very excited. It should be a real lively crowd, and I'm going to show Australia what WWE's all about.
Just steer clear of the RKO?
Well, that's my plan. I mean, it's not been a successful strategy in the past on many occasions, I've got to be honest, but tonight I'm going to be aiming for this ball.
What about you, Cesaro?
You know, this is my third time in Australia with WWE, my third time in Brisbane, and the crowd is always crazy. They're just like so alive because we only come to Australia once a year, so they're very excited. So I think I'm facing Kevin Owens tonight, so yeah, should be a fight.
Looking forward to it. We got little Connor in here to ask a few questions, mate. You're a big WWE fan?
Yep, pretty much, yeah.
What do you got for him?
So, what is the worst injury you guys had?
Okay, I've had a few injuries in my time. As you can see, I've got a few scars all over me. I've got one there, I've got one on my knee, I've got one on my shoulder. I don't know if you can see that, that was my most recent, but my worst one, just hold that a second.
Yeah, there we go.
My worst one is that one. I call it my shark bite, which you don't get many sharks in England, but that was when I tore my lat off, which is your muscle along there, so that got tore off and had to get reattached. So it's very dangerous, and don't try this at home.
Well, luckily, knock on wood, I didn't have any injuries as bad as King Barrett here, so it's just like bruises and, you know, torn tendons and stuff like that, but nothing too bad, so let's keep it that way.
So, what are you most excited about Australia?
Well, I was excited to go to the beach and get some sun and go swimming around and you know, work on my tan, but then I found out when I got here it's actually winter, so that went down the drain. So I think the thing I'm most excited about now is getting to see what the WWE universe in Australia is like. I've heard a lot about the fans out here, how they're very passionate, very excited, and I'm sure, being the Englishman, I'm going to be the #1 bad guy, so very excited for the kind of response I'm going to get.
You know, I was very excited to come back to Australia because, I mean, like I said, we only come to Australia once a year, so the fans are always super excited. And then I found out that I want to come here to, you know, the Brisbane Lions, the AFL, and I can get to kick some balls and stuff. And I was like, that's going to be my favorite part until tonight. So I had a great time here, and this has definitely been one of the highlights of my Australian tours.
Righto, so we got the Gold Coast Suns this week, and trash talking is obviously a big part of the WWE. Most shows there's a bit of trash talking. Do you have any advice?
I mean, my advice, I think trash talking is one thing, but the #1 piece of advice I can really give to the players, and this has served me so well throughout my career, you just need to start cheating. That's how you're going to win. And the best way of doing that, wait till the referee turns his back, and that's when you need to punch the opponent in the face or poke him in the eye or whatever it is, and that's how you're going to win. So the only piece of advice from me, just start cheating.
What have you got there?
What about you?
Gold Coast Sun.
Yep.
Well, you know, it's kind of the law of nature, you know, sun's going down. Simple as that.
It's a bit lame.
Yeah, all right. Just you know, Cesaro is the worst joke teller in the locker room. That's official, as you can see.
Come on.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to have the boys here. Good luck for tonight, both of yous. few of us boys will be there cheering you on, so look forward to it.
I might need your help actually. If you want to jump in the ring at some point and help me out, since we're all friends now, I might need some help against Randy Orton.
Might just do the horn swoggle and pop up from underneath the ring and help you out. What do you reckon?
Sounds good to me.
Thank you.